Well, turning to security now, and the Secret Service is right now intensifying its protocols to address a range of potential threats, from managing large crowds to countering cyber attacks. New strategies are being deployed to protect the election and shield each candidate from any more assassination attempts. For more, we're joined by former Secret Service agent Cory Allen in San Francisco. Great to have you with us. So, Cory, how significant is the threat right now?
Good morning, Matt. Thank you for having me back. It's pretty large. They are throwing everything they can at both candidates security-wise to make sure that they are thwarting any attempts by domestic terrorists or the extremists that you'll hear about. And that is also in coordination with Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and helping ensure that the election on Tuesday is secure across the country.
Let's start with candidate protection. So we saw Kamala Harris doing her closing statements the other day behind bulletproof glass. Is this the new norm?
Probably. And the Secret Service has done that for years. Prior to January 6th, I think, was where most people first saw that bulletproof glass. It's been used for a really long time, but it is insanely heavy and difficult to carry around from city to city, location to location. And so there were some logistics in the background that had to transpire to start using those things more frequently, and that is just throwing them in the back of a tractor trailer and moving them around the country, and I'm sure acquiring more of it. But anytime they're out in the open like that, that's how a quick way to mitigate risk of assassination attempts, etc. If you can't cover that line of sight, then you put a bulletproof glass in front of it.
What about protecting Donald Trump right now, given that there have already been 2 assassination attempts on him?
My understanding is he has the same level of protection that President Biden has, just to make sure that that does not happen again. In Secret Service, they are fantastic at pivoting and rolling with it and addressing the threats, as we saw with the second attempt in West Palm Beach. They caught it early and the agents were on their game that day. So, yeah, they've got every asset available to them.
I mean, it's a remarkable build-up to this election, isn't it? What about the outcome? How different are the strategies in terms of security if Donald wins compared to if Kamala wins?
Well, they've already designated, so January 6th of 2025 is when they're going to certify the election results in Congress, and they've already designated that as a national security special event. And much like inaugurations out on, all of Washington, D.C. is taken over by the National Guard and state, local Secret Service heads at NSSEs. So it unlocks unlimited funding to ensure that those processes are as smooth as possible. And now, knowing what occurred in 2020, what we're being told is the Biden administration and Harris, if she wins, they are fully prepared to make sure that those events don't repeat themselves as they did 4 years ago.
And just quickly, Cory, we've been talking this morning about these Russian bots producing fake news online, different types of videos for people to encourage them to vote a certain way. How do you control all of that?
Man, that's one of the challenges we all face across the world is the amount of misinformation that comes through social media, how we're getting our news. My own family who votes differently than I do, or some members of my family, like, what are they consuming? How does it skew their perception of reality? It's terrifying, and you just have to make sure that we're educating ourselves as much as we can and looking at things from all aspects to hopefully thwart some of that Russian intel that they're doing, and they've been doing this for years. It's what they're good at, so we just have to be on our toes.
Try and trust the credible media. Cory Allen, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.